Hello! In today's tutorial we will discuss loops in UiPath, a tool that allows us to perform the same actions repeatedly on different sets of data. We will focus on the for each and while loops. I will show you how to create a contact list and process it using the for each loop, as well as how the while loop works, which executes actions as long as certain condition is met. First, let's create a new process. We will name it loops. Let's start with the for each loop. The for each loop allows us to iterate through each item in a collection, such as a list. In our example, we will create a list of contacts, where each contact is represented as a dictionary that stores data in key-value pairs. This data structure is very useful, especially when we want to store multiple pieces of information about a single item. So, let's go to the Variables tab and create a new variable. We will name it Contact List. Since we want this to be a list of dictionaries, we will select Browse for Types and search for list. Next, we will choose Dictionary. And for our case, we will set both the key and value types as string. Alright, we confirm by clicking OK. Now we have created the contact list variable, which is a list of dictionaries. Now, what is a dictionary? We can think of it as an address book. The key is the name and the value is the specific information for that person, like Jan. In our example, each contact on the list will have keys like first name and last name, with values storing the respective details. Let's use the assign activity to initialize the list. This way, we have initialized a list of dictionaries that contains name and surname elements. Our contact list now contains 3 people, each represented by a dictionary that stores information in key value format. Key like name and surname make it easy to retrieve specific details for each contact. Now, let's use the for each loop to iterate through all items in the contact list. We will select contact list as the input collection. In the properties panel, we see that the argument type automatically changes to dictionary system.string system.string. For the item name, let's call the current item, representing each item in the iteration. Alright, within the loop, we will extract the first and last names of each contact and then create a personalized message to display in the output panel. So let's add a write line activity. Now let's run the robot and see the result. Let's check the output panel. As we can see, we iterated through each contact on our list, displaying the first and last names. In the first iteration, we saw hello Jan Kowalski, then hello Paul Miller, and finally hello Peter Novak. Now let's discuss the while loop, which runs as long as specified condition is true. We will use this loop to create a simple counter that increases in the value until it reaches 5. We start by creating a variable named counter and assigning it an initial value of 1. Remember to set its type to integer. Next, we need to specify a condition that must remain true for the loop to continue running. Let's set its a counter less equals 5. In this case, the while loop will run as long as the counter value is less than or equal to 5. Each time the loop runs, the counter value will increase by 1 and will display this value in the console. So, let's use the assign activity and increase counter by 1. We will set counter plus 1. Before this activity, let's display the current value of counter. Each time the loop runs, the counter will increase by 1 and the loop will stop once the counter reaches of a value 5. Let's run our process and see the result. As we can see in the output panel, the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 were displayed, meaning that the loop stopped when counter reached 5. Today we discussed two types of loops, for each and while. The for each loop allows us to iterate through each item in a list, making it easy to process data, while the while loop performs actions as long as specific condition is met. With loops, we can efficiently automate the processing of large datasets. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more episodes of the UiPath Basic course. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more content. Take care and see you next time!